Yo guys, what we saying is your boy Muezy13. You already know what we do on this channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and just react into the video. But this is the Arsenal versus Manchester City preview. Tomorrow on Sunday, Arsenal kickoff against Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium. And honestly, this is very straightforward. Arsenal have to get this win. I was very disappointed with the performance at the Liverpool game. It wasn't the most terrible performance, but we kind of necessarily didn't go at them. We were very conservative. We didn't, weren't proactive, and unfortunately, it cost us with the wonder goal from Szoboszlai. So we cannot even afford anything like that in this game. Arsenal had to take this matter into their own hands. They had to be very dominant. They have to be aggressive against Manchester City, but they controlled aggression. I'm not saying just fly and go knee people and then just flip and get red cards like we were doing last season. Be controlled, be patient, but be aggressive. Manchester City are there to be got at, and I feel like that's the way we need to approach this game. What do we make of both the teams this season? Manchester City have had a very shaky start to the season. They've lost already 2 Premier League games. I believe they've also won 2 as well. So they've had a bit of a mixed start. We both won in the Champions League during the week. They beat Napoli 2-0 when Napoli got that red card, but they won 2-0 regardless. We also went away to Athletic Club and beat them 2-0 away from home as well. So same result, and funnily enough, the week before, we won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. They won 3-0 against Manchester City. So the last 2 games, we've been matching results and matching scorelines. However, this game's at the Emirates, and honestly, we need to be super aggressive. We need to go for them. We need to make sure that we show Manchester City that, honestly, this title race, you're not part of it. Like, yeah, you guys had the last few years, you guys were dominant, but this is a new era, and that is the performance I need to see from Arsenal against Manchester City this weekend. I'm expecting a very strong lineup. In terms of predicted lineup, I would expect Arteta to go for something very similar. Now, I do not want to see that midfield I saw against Liverpool or even the midfield we saw during the week against Athletic Club. Different games have different styles, but this kind of game, the best way to attack Manchester City is to go at them. Manchester City play in a way like they're never going to be conservative. They're never going to sit back and just soak up all the pressure and counter. They're going to play out. They're going to come, try and play the ball, try and attack us. And that is what we need. We need them to be aggressive, come out and attack us, and we need to pick them up. Very much like when I've been watching Manchester City this season, I've seen like they're very susceptible to counterattacks. It's very easy to attack them on the counter. Like, they leave themselves open at the back, and the defense hasn't been the most solid for a minute now. So I do expect us to I expect us to take the game to them. Like, we have to take the game to them. In terms of the lineup I'm going to go for, I'm going to have David Raya in goal. Nothing more needs to be said there. Calafiori at left back, Timber at right back, Gabriel at center back. Now, here's what's interesting. I wouldn't really see it as interesting, but Mascara's had a very good start to the season. However, I am going to be taking Mascara out of the lineup. A lot of people are going to say it's harsh. Mascara hasn't done anything wrong, and I do agree with that, but this is a different kettle of fish. This is Erling Haaland. This guy has scored, like, if you're talking about all competitions this season, he's already scored more than, 10 goals, if you're counting international as well. So we need to know that we can go with a trusted partnership who has already played against Erling Haaland previously in the past, and they've done well. So I'm going to have Saliba come back in. Honestly, this guy's elite, man, and we need to have Gabriel and Saliba holding down the fort against Erling Haaland. I trust them to handle Haaland the way they've done in the past. So I'm going to have Gabriel and Saliba. That makes up my defense. In midfield, I'm going to have Rice and Zubimendi pivot. They've been very solid to start the season. They've built a lot of chemistry together. No complaints there. I'm going to have them playing the pivot. Ahead of them now, I do not want to see Marino to make up that midfield 3. I'm going to have Eze there. And ideally, I would have maybe Nwaneri over there, and maybe I'll put Eze on the left, but I will put Eze in attacking midfield for this game. I do feel like he's the type of guy you need in that midfield, driving at the defense, taking them on, little flicks and tricks, and shooting from centrally is one of Eze's strengths. So I'm going to have him playing in that 10 role, as he's wearing the 10 jersey as well. So I'm going to have him in the 10 role. On the left wing, I'm going to bring Martinelli back in. Very good performance against Athletic Club during the week, coming off the bench, and 36 seconds later, he's scoring a goal. He also got an assist later for Trossard, so I'm going to have Martinelli playing on the left. On the right, I'm going to have Madueke. Saka still isn't back in training. As of this recording, the last thing I heard Arteta saying was White, Odegaard, and Saka hadn't participated in training, and there was maybe a chance they were going to participate in the last training session which is today before the game tomorrow. So we already know Saka is not going to play. Saka hasn't had any minutes since that injury against Nottingham Forest prior to international breaks. I'm going to have Madueke keep a spot. And Madueke started the season really well, so hopefully he keeps it up. He's going to have a big opportunity to leave this game with the goal contribution. I feel like he's been very solid to start the season, but he hasn't got any direct goal contributions yet, so he needs to work in his end product. He's going to be coming up against Nico O'Reilly at left back, who is not really a natural left back because I know he's injured, and I believe he's more of a midfielder. So that's a chance for Madueke to take the game to him and show him that, hey, I've got you where I need you, and I'm gonna rip you to shreds. So I'm gonna have Madueke on the right. And up top, I'm going to have Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres has had a very decent start to the season. I believe 3 goals in 5 total games, 4 Premier League games and 1 Champions League game. He got that injury during the week where he went for the header and Gabriel headed the back of his head. And he had that deep cut, so he had to get stitches for it. He had to wear the bandage around his head. But I think he's going to be good. I saw pictures of him being in training already, so he's fit and ready to go. No injuries out there, so I'm going to have Gyökeres up top. And he did score a hat-trick against Manchester City last season. A lot of people, or a lot of Manchester City fans are going to say, oh, he wasn't playing against their starting defense. He was playing against the youngster, Simpson. You know what his last name is. Simpson, yeah. Simpson P, I'll put it at that. But he was playing against him, but for me, he scored a hat-trick. I'm not complaining. I do think that defense for Manchester City, is there to be got at, and I think Gyökeres is going to give them a lot of problems. So Victor Gyökeres starts up top for me. I'm going to score predictions. What am I going to go for? I'm going to go for an Arsenal 3-1 win. I do think Arsenal are going to win this game. I think we have to go with a very strong and aggressive approach, controlled, no stupid mistakes, no silly red cards like we were doing last season. So far to start the season, we've done good on that part. Hopefully it continues. So I'm going to go for an Arsenal 3-1 win. I'm going to have Victor Gyökeres down for a brace, and I'm going to go for an Eze goal as well. So I'm going to give them, well, I'm not going to give them, I don't want them to score a goal, but I think Haaland's going to score. He's just been on fire to start the season, and I don't know how long we're going to keep this clean sheet record on for. So we'll see, but I'm going to have that as my predictions, my starting lineup, and just that's my preview for the Arsenal Manchester City game. What do you guys think, just about the starting lineup, how you would approach this game? What would you do different from what I mentioned in the video? You guys let me know. What would you do different to what Arteta is going to do? And yeah, just let me know what you guys think. But it's been your boy Moeezy13. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video and the channel. But I'm going to see you guys in the match reaction on Sunday after we play the Arsenal Manchester City game. Come on, you Gunners. Let's get this done. Come on.